Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Coaches Football, or Talks Football. I'm not sure which way I'm going to go with that name just yet. Today I'm covering Spain against Germany, but before I get into the goals, like I normally do, I'm going to show you a little bit of a coaching point that I've been talking about in a lot of the England games, which a lot of people still don't quite understand. So let me make it really abundant and clear here. So when this ball gets played into the midfield right here, you can see one player is coming to check, right? You've got another player from Germany going, another player from Germany going, and another player from Germany going. What does that mean? It means you've basically got three runners and no one's really coming in to check for the ball. And this is what I talk about. A lot of players do the same job, where you've got Harry Kane who wants to come in and check for the ball, or Saka, or not Saka, not as much, but Foden, Bellingham. And this is the difference of having a balanced midfield. And it isn't just about this guy's attacking midfield, or it's the way that they play the game. It's depending on what they really want to do. Their characteristic is to run in behind, actually run, not necessarily in behind, but make it so when the ball moves forward, they've got a different pass to pass to, and you can see it now. Look, they're all slowly pushing away, pushing forward, and no one's coming in to really check for the ball and look for it. This guy's not coming short. No one's coming in short. There's another player just off the camera here. No one is actually coming in to look for the ball. They're all pushing and trying to stretch. And this game was very much pushed and stretched because they were trying to win. And that's one of the things that not a lot of these commentators or people actually know, because they've not won tournaments like the Cash. There's a difference between league and tournaments. In league, they'll go, what's this phrase? Defence wins championships. Doesn't win tournaments. Goals win tournaments. That's it. The one with the most firepower and the one that scores the most goals wins the tournament, because the other team has to go and score, and it changes the whole dynamic. If you're both sitting and defending, all of a sudden it's 0-0, it's going to penalties. That isn't how to win a tournament. How to win is going out and score your other team. That's what you have to do in a tournament. Now, you don't necessarily do that in the group stage. The group stage is all about winning your first game and getting out, etc. But as soon as you get into those knockouts, it is about blowing your team, other team away as quickly and as fast as possible, and taking all their wind out of their sails, because the game's over. That's what you want to do. But right here, that's what both of these teams tried to do, and that's why it was such a good game of football to watch. But let's just get on to one of the goals. Okay, we're going to play it from this angle, not the other one that you saw in the gameplay, just because in the gameplay one, I saw what's happening in this one much quicker. Sorry, I saw it, but it's easier to show you in this one because you can see the gaps easier. Even though I can see it in the other one, it's easier to describe in this one, right? So what you've got here, remember, player wide, stretching the back four, kind of. You can see, look, this player here is out of position. This is a key. This is key, right? And obviously they're trying to get in behind and push back. And it is very important about 2 or 3 yards, because your shape is so... If you just keep your shape, you've seen with some of the lesser teams, they're more coached. I can speak English, I'm sure. They're coached better, so they've got more structure and substance to themselves. So they're harder to break down, because it is, if you keep your shape, it's hard to break down a team. So when this ball gets played out wide here, there is a bit of space in behind. Fine, off he goes. But that isn't the issue. Bosh, as it goes... Oh, sorry, there's a little touch coming in here. Oh, okay. So as he comes into pressure... This is another mistake right here. He has to come in, because this guy here is a little bit too far wide. He wants to be a little bit more tucked in. And the reason for this is because he's in no man's land. He's not marking this player, and he's not being able to cover here. But this is what I saw in real time. Do you see this space, this gap right here? This is the gap that causes the goal. And because he stepped forward and to pressure this ball here, this is why they score the goal. This happens a lot in football. People don't realise of how important it is to just bring the centre back out. But then what you have to do is counter-attack quickly. As soon as you bring them out, the ball must go forward and the ball must go across, because this space here will get shut down. So keep an eye on this space here and see if you can see it as it evolves, all right? As this ball goes out wide here. Now what this defender's done, he's made another mistake. He's tracked with him all the way here, and he's done a little bit of a looping run, and now he's going back. Instead of just coming out here and then going back into the gap immediately, not getting sucked out another 5 yards, because that 5 yards makes the difference. Okay, and here we go. We can see a runner. He's spotting it. He's definitely spotted it. And we've got another player here. There doesn't really look like that much danger. It doesn't really. You're going, okay, not a problem, but there is. Now the knock-on effect goes on and on and on. That one player is just a couple of yards out. He needs to be back just a little bit more, and he needs to be back just a little bit more. And the reason that this guy, he's really the main culprit, not the one that I was pointing out earlier. The reason this guy's his position here is so important is because there's a thing called your starting position. What does that mean? Because the game is fluid. Well, it's your starting position at the point where someone's going to pressure the ball or the throw-in's happening. Where are you starting from? This guy is starting from behind the ball, so he's not goal side, right? So he's not back here yet, and he's nowhere near close enough to defend this guy here because he got caught out, because he did that little button hook run. Right? That's the problem. So now you can still see that gap. You can still see it there, right? Now, because he's still not facing the ball, he's still facing this way because he's not back. This 1v1 situation now, he's going to go over and cover, but he's coming from not the right side. He's coming from the ball side. You're saying, yeah, but Cash, it's only 1 yard. Yes, it makes a difference. If he's 1 yard on this side, he's facing the player, he's facing the ball, and when this passer comes across, he can try to do something about it, but he can't in the current form he's at, right? So when this happens here, bump, do you see now he's at the starting position he should have been at a couple of seconds ago. This is how he should have been when this guy was first initially pressuring the ball. That gap's opened up. You can see this guy, you can see the space opening up in front of him, and now the pass is going to come across and he's going to get himself a goal and kick it into the net box. All because this guy's gone forward, pressured the ball, he didn't get back into shape quick enough. When he did get back into shape, it's too late. Now he's in a position that he shouldn't really need to be in, and no one is here has picked up this runner. And the ball comes across, bosh, and he taps it into the net box. Simple as. Yeah. But let's get on to the next goal. Oh, by the way, that's an international goal. That is because you're dealing with international players, and I pointed out, you can see that guy reading it from back there. You can see the difference in this guy not understanding of getting pulled out. It's huge. That is the difference in international levels of people being able to read these situations and taking advantage of them really, really quickly. Let's get on to the next goal. This goal's a bit of a mess defensively. They have a couple of opportunities, or I'd say half opportunities, not full opportunities to clear the ball, and they don't do that quite right. But when the ball drops here, there's a bit of a bundled, bit of knocking it together, but gets the ball out here, and you're looking, he's got time and space to whip the ball in, because this guy here isn't pressuring just enough. He needs to get there and make it a little bit harder for him to whip the ball in, and not just put in a quality delivery. And you always know when a player's not close enough, because he does this standing there, waving his leg out a couple of yards away. You can look at the body shape here, though. He's whipped that ball in, and it's good enough. It's basically saying, go on, lads, attack that. See if you can get me a goal. Go on, try and see if you can knock that into the net box. And this is the problem. It ends up being a rubbish cross, but it's looped to the back post, and the guy's knocking it down right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ball. They're looking at the ball, and no one is really paying attention to the players that they're supposed to be marking. He's technically not marked, and neither is he. Just inside the 18, well, inside the 12 yards, really. 12-yard line there. But he just gets an easy tap into the goal from a simple knockdown. That's because soon as that one header goes up, what you need to be looking about, if you're a defender, am I going to win that header? No, okay, where's it going to drop? No one is looking about where it's going to drop. Everyone is stood watching, as you can see, watching that little header go wrong. That's what they're all doing, and no one's reacting to go, oh, okay, where am I going to go to next? And they're not. Yeah. And as the ball goes over the top of them, they should be looking to see where the ball's going to go next. You see that quite a lot with defenders. Honestly, this isn't something that happens quite often. When that ball goes past them, they're normally looking around to sort of judge, okay, where's it going to drop? Can I clear the ball? Can I clear that danger? And they don't here. Give away a sloppy goal. Let's get on to the next one. Okay, what I want to point out here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players. 9, 10. But can you see how they've been pulled out over here? Okay, all the way over to here. Don't. There's 4. And no one is defending the middle of the field here. Nobody. This enables them to switch the ball really, really quickly. Now, the other problem is when this happens, remember, all these players now are going to sprint from this place to try to go to the other side, and that's going to expose them in space behind, and you're going to be able to do something with a runner. And you can only do this, well, if it's late on in the game, or you move the ball really fast, and they don't really. It's kind of a balance. But you can see, if there was anyone alive or anyone covering the middle of the field here, they would have been able to pressure this ball and not let him get a free pass away and be able to pick up what they're about to. I've moved it on just a little bit, but you can see only now are they getting some Germany getting some players central, and this is a terrible touch by Cucurella, but he still has no pressure on him, so he can get away with it, and he can still get a pass away, and there's still no pressure here. This guy here needs to be moving. All right, yeah, you want to keep your shape, and you know that this player's going in behind, but you're kind of 2v1 here, and the only way you can really defend this is you just take the That's where he wants to be, right there on that spot there, because you know they can play that ball in behind. You can still get to it, but they can also pressure this ball here. If it goes out here, you can put pressure on his first touch. He doesn't. He sits in, and I know it's extra time, and I know he's tired. Might be an excuse, but he gets paid a lot of money, so we can say no, he needs to be better. Right, so when this ball gets played out wide, now he starts to go. Can you see that? He needed to be a couple of yards further forward, so when he went, he was couple of yards further forward. It sounds silly, but it's that simple. And then he might have been able to put some pressure on for this cross to come over. Just before this cross comes over, what I want to show you is this. Look at this player right here. Duff, duff, duff. He's watching the Spanish player. He's assuming this guy's got him here. And he doesn't. He's just nowhere near it. Again, look where he's defending. He's so far away from this gap here, putting any pressure onto that cross. Because again, I guarantee you it's coaching and it's not instinct. He doesn't know that he needs to go and win the football. He's trying to protect the run down the line or the ball in behind instead of trying to win the football. The most important thing to do defending is win the football, right? And it's so often that this doesn't happen anymore, that they just give them time and space to do what they want. He does. He goes to pick out his pass. Bosh runs straight in behind. No one's tracking him. Easy. Well, it's not an easy header, but it's an easy run. Found out with a great pass. And they're on to the final. Well, no, it's not. I think it's the semi-finals, to be honest. Yeah, I know what I'm talking about, honestly. I do like Spain. You know why? Because they try to score goals. And any team that tries to score goals is going to win a tournament. And gets his little goal, Bosh, into the net box. And he celebrates for the rest of the night, no doubt. Other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.